It is raining today, and I want to thank the Lord for the rain. Years past, we have seeded these pastures, and in seeding the pastures, it's much more than just casting seed. There's preparation that goes into this. There's ripping and disking. Then you sow, then you've got to cover it with a harrow. And so there's work before and there's work after. Here in Luke chapter 8, we see that there's the parable of the sower. But I find it so interesting is that there's some scriptures before this that Luke puts that shows evidence that Jesus actually did cast the seed far and wide. It's as if he's preparing us to receive what he's going to say. And then afterwards, there is also some documentation that Jesus did this very thing. So let's just take a look here. Luke 8, 2 and 3. And certain women which had been healed of evil spirits and infirmities. So now he's going to list them. Mary, called Magdalene, out of whom went 7 devils, and Joanna, the wife of Susanna, Herod's servant, and Susanna, and many others which ministered unto him of their substance. So here's some individuals that Jesus ministered unto, and maybe the religious folks would not have associated with them, and they are in turn ministering to him. So evidence that they've had a transformed life. Evidence that the seed has taken root. Then he's going to go and he's going to talk about the parable of the sower. Then they're going to say, hey, here's your mother and your brethren. And he's going to say, who's my mother and my brethren? But those that do the will of the Father. And so he's reinforcing this idea that we need to be busy scattering the seed. Then they get into a boat, they go over to the other side, there's a storm, but they go over to the other side and they find the maniac of Gadara. Jesus casts these evil spirits out of this maniac, and they find him clothed and in his right mind. This is so amazing because this is how the Lord works, is he literally transforms people. And so that is his work. Our work is spreading the gospel. And so, as the devotional says today, there is hope for the hopeless, and it's found in Jesus Christ. I got invited last week to go to a breakfast, and at that breakfast, these individuals were working with human trafficking. And the stories that they told were amazing, how God was transforming lives. If there's going to be hope for the hopeless, then we need to go to the hopeless. And yes, there's a little bit of work that needs to be done, but if you're ever going to see any kind of growth, you're going to have to do the work. You're going to have to sow the seed. So will you sow the seed with me? Will you do that? Will you share the good news of the gospel far and wide with no prejudice, whoever may hear? You're going to have to put yourself out there, and it's going to have to be a little uncomfortable. May God richly bless you. Thank you so much for listening.